Okay, in this video I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this inflatable paddle board. It's sold by SUNCORP, and let's get the box open and see what we have. Be careful when you're opening this box. If you use any kind of a cutter, you don't want to cut down inside the box. So just be extra careful when if you cut it open with any sharp object. I'm cutting upwards, not cutting down into the box. Okay, so I decided to move everything into the garage. The sun was just so bright out there, it was hard to do this video. And then too, it's starting to get a little bit warm out there with that sun reflecting off the garage door. So, and you'll notice now on this thing, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's a inflate on this side, and your gauge will be upside down. And then on this side, you hook your hose to deflate it. So we want to inflate it, so we'll put it in here. And you'll just take and screw this on the pump here. Getting it in the pump. Okay, so there you go, it's in the pump. And then we're gonna move the pump back out of the way here. You have your hose attached to the pump. You'll attach this end to your paddle board here, and you just turn it till it stops. Now, one thing I was gonna show you too on this pump, it's a double action. It'll either pump both ways, up and down, or you can put it on single action. This plug in here means it's on double action. If you want it on just single pump, you just pull that plug out. And what that does, when on the upstroke, it's not pumping out, it's actually the air will be coming out of there. So I'm gonna put it on double pump because I don't want this to take too long. I want to see how short of a time it takes to air this thing up. So let me get the timer going here and we'll get this thing started. Looks like this gray bar is the PSI, and it's on about 5 PSI right now, and that's where I stopped at a while ago to check the air pressure. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I want to air this thing all the way up. They say, max 15 to 18 pounds, or I think maybe 12 to 15, but somewhere in that range. I don't want to go up any higher because I'll be quite honest with you, this thing is pretty taut. I mean, and you see it took about 2.5 minutes with this pump. Let me pull this up and show you what I'm talking about. This thing is aired up. I mean, it's tight. I'm 200 pounds and this thing is not budging at all. You see, with me putting all my weight, let me stand on it and see what I'm talking about? I mean, this thing it's pretty sturdy. And you notice it's not, I'm jumping up now. This thing is not like sinking down like an air mattress or something along those lines. Now you can feel it's it's a little not squishy, but you can tell it's a soft surface you're walking on. But you notice it don't, see, I'm standing on 1 foot, look at there. 1 foot, and this thing don't sag. So that's really impressive. I think this thing will be very sturdy out there in the water, because what you don't want is this thing to sag when you step on it, because that may cause you to get off balance. And so you have a handle here, there's a handle at the back, handle at the front, and then you have these 4 rings here, and those I believe you can put like a seat. You can mount you like a kayak seat or something on here and use it like that as a seat. And I'll put the fin on there in a minute. Let me unhook this. And you see it seals off just as soon as you unplug your pump, it seals off, so you don't have to worry about air getting, losing air when you unscrew it. And then you just put your cap back in there and tighten it up and you're good to go. And then when you deflate it, I'll show you just real quick, I won't deflate it, but when you deflate it, you just push that down and it actually stays down. You notice when I did that just a minute ago, and I'll show you, it stays down and you pop it again, it pops back up. It's down, and it comes back up. So that's a good feature. That way you don't have to sit there, a lot of inflatables, you have to sit there and hold the valve. You don't have to do that with this one. Of course, to be honest with you, you want to use your pump to deflate this thing, because anytime if you've ever used any sort of an inflatable, and when you try to get the air out of those things, you just can't get the air out by manually. You need some sort of a pump or something to draw that air out as you fold it up and get it back as flat as you can. But like I said, overall, you can tell. See, now you can tell it's a little bit, just that little bit of air I took out. See how it's a little bit squishy. Now, to be honest with you, now it's kind of rocky feeling. So you want to air it up, I would suggest, I don't know how accurate this pump gauge is. It may be fairly accurate, maybe not. Like I said, I don't want to take a chance. This thing was very tight. I don't want to take a chance and pop it by airing it up too much. Let me go ahead and I'm going to stick this thing back in there and see what the gauge reads. Yeah, see, just that little bit of air that we let out, see how far that gauge dropped. So let me air this thing. Oh yeah, it's hard again. Yeah, you might could go up to 10. I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want to try it. I'm afraid if this thing weren't, if it was saggy, yeah, I'd air it up some more. But it's tight. I mean, it's tight. You see, I'm standing 1 foot, 2 feet. That thing's not sagging at all. So I feel good with it being at about that pressure there. Overall, I mean, it wasn't hard to air it up. It took about 2.5 minutes, and actually I timed it and was counting. It's you get about 1 pump per second. Of course, now it's not a terrible workout, but you can probably kind of hear me breathing a little bit. I mean, it's not terribly hard. It's not too bad. And actually, like I said, I counted about 1 pump per second. And so it's 230, or not 231, but 2 minutes and 31 seconds, which would be, it'd be 150 pumps, I guess. So anyway, but it didn't take that long, and it wasn't that hard to air it up with the manual pump. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. Now that's double pumping it. You're having it on double pump. If you have it on single pump, it's going to take twice as long. But overall, I tell you, I really like this thing. And I wish it was warm enough to get out on the water right now. I'd love to try it out. This thing is massive. This part right here is like a sort of a rubbery deal, and it's like an extra layer. It's a little bit, see, it stands up above that right there. And overall, it's I really like it. I think it's a very excellent product. All right, so it took about 2.5 minutes to air this thing up. I'm gonna see how long it takes to deflate it. I'm gonna just use I'm gonna push the deflator in here and just let it deflate on its own, because I just kind of want to tell how long it's gonna take without using a machine. You can use a machine and it probably take less time. And plus you wanna use a machine anyway once you get it down to the point where you wanna put it back in the bag, because you wanna get it as flat as you can. And I'll film that also. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Okay, well, you can see that thing pretty much let that big burst out. maybe we'll have to fold it up to see. Let's see if I can get it all the way flat. So. Yeah, you can hear the air come out of it down there, so yeah. All right, so tell you what I'm gonna do. There's no point in going all through this. You can see it don't take very long. It's not gonna take very long to deflate it at all. So what I'm gonna do, rather than using the pump, because it probably, I'd say it's gonna take 2-3 minutes to deflate it, enough to get it in the bag, the backpack. So I'm gonna just get my machine and hook it up and deflate it. So this is the powered inflator, deflator that I have that's built or made expressly for kayaks, blow up inflatable paddle boards and such. You can use it on other inflatables too, but this is readily available on Amazon. It's a really good tool. I tell you, I really love this thing. What we're gonna do, I've already pressed the button and this much air is gonna come out manually on its own. So I'm gonna hook up the adapter here. And this inflator deflator comes with all these adapters too, to be able to use it on different scenarios. So we have the inflator deflator hooked up, and let's get this thing going. Okay, so it took probably a minute and a half. I was a little bit late turning the timer on. I didn't realize my iPad had turned off. But anyway, it's relatively flat. You can see I folded it up to help get a little bit more of that air out of there. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna air it up with this pump here. Just kind of see how long it takes with the pump versus the manual pump. So let's go ahead and we'll get everything set up and ready to roll. I switched my hose over to the inflate, and then of course there it is over there. And you can also set this thing to air it up to a certain PSI. I think I'm gonna do that and try out and see how it does. Okay, so I set the pump on 6 PSI, and I'll try it. I'll see how long it takes to get to that point. Actually, let me do it to 5, which 5 is what we got a while ago on the manual pump. And then let's see how long it takes to get this thing back up to where the manual pump did. Okay, so the pump did shut off at 5 minutes or 5 PSI, and it took roughly the same amount of time, probably a little bit longer with the pump here. But there again, you're not out of breath. And you can tell I'm not breathing that hard from how to pump this thing. And this pump will actually pump about 4 or 5 paddle boards and kayaks up. So you can use that manual pump, it's great. Don't take that long, 2.5 minutes, about the same, a little bit longer probably with the pump here, with the automatic pump. But there again, you pump up 4 of these paddle boards and you won't be out of breath. You won't have to have your friends helping you and all that kind of good stuff. So I was reading in the directions, and it says with one person, inflate it 10 to 12 pounds. With 2 people, it says 13 to 15. So you can go up more than that 12 pounds. Like I said, it's tight. I don't know if I would suggest that. I would suggest trying it out with 1 person, then with 2 people or 3, and seeing how well it performs. And if you feel like it needs more air, then I would put more air in it. So a few more things I wanted to note on the accessories. They give you this really nice bag, waterproof bag here, and you can actually use this to put your phone in it. But and then it comes with a little strap here, which you can use to strap it to one of your buckles or whatever, so your phone doesn't get wet or lost. Then they also give you a nice waterproof bag here, and you can use this to put all your belongings in, and it comes with a strap here as well. Okay, and then also you have your lanyard here to secure yourself with the board. This will go around like your ankle more than likely. You wouldn't want to put it around your arm because you're paddling. And then this would secure to one of your D-rings there. So that way, if you fall off your paddleboard, you won't get separated from it. And this gives you a lot of more safety by keeping your paddleboard close to you so you don't will drown. Hopefully you got a life jacket on. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do is deflate this thing and get it all into the backpacks so I can show you how well it fits into there. And I'm not gonna film that process, but I'll show you the end results. I just want to show real quick how flat the paddleboard actually is. We got it really flat, and it looks like there's gonna be plenty of room to be able to fit it into that nice carry bag they give you. Okay, so I got everything back in the bag and everything fits really well. Wasn't that hard to get it in there. Like I said, just make certain when you deflate this thing, get it as flat as you can, because there's not like an extra amount of room in there, but there's plenty of room to get the bag in there if you have it deflated enough. Now, I went ahead and put the pump inside. I couldn't really get it to fit. I think this is supposed to fit in these little pockets down here, and then there's a strap here to hold it. I'll show you what I did on the oars of the paddle. You see the paddle, it just fits down that little slot right in here, little mesh, and then it's really, you know, you tighten that up and it's fairly secure. And then you have you have straps on the back where you can pack it, you know, like a backpack. And this thing is not really, I was surprised, it's not overly heavy when you get it out of the box. I guess that box just made it feel bulky and all. I'll kind of show you what I mean. It's, as far as the backpack part is concerned, it's not that hard to deal with. Just take and whip around that shoulder and throw it over your shoulder. And then you have a strap here in the front which hooks to this little deal right here, and you can tighten it up if you need to. But anyway, there you can see the, and it's not overly heavy. It's got a little bulk to it, and you wouldn't want to tote it a mile, but you can tote it. It's not that bad. It fits pretty well on the shoulders, and the padding on the shoulders is really good. So
I was worried that was one of ours. I was like, no, it's fine. I just like it's going.